Yes, students. Then ngata unit ngata yang cicik sarte so holding company accounts ngata chono unit cicik sarte no te na ngata adjustment pa cicik jos tene te sang ma ngata jos miru ya tene yang unit cicik ngati start chen you know ngata amalgamation of companies even ngata tene Ladakh University na syllabus na amalgamation of companies plus internal reconstruction so internal reconstruction zerte yang unit na chapter chung ching yang po yunang yang po yote okay gumang ata amalgamation mo ata chuen so ya amalgamation na ata tene meaning ata guma ha go chukna cheese te no na so Mm. Sometimes companies carrying on similar business combine with each other to obtain the economies of large scale production or to avoid the disastrous result of cutthroat competition. Then per yang ata companies gun kaune similar business jo. So business malab so nature of business same जैसे ata so FMCG रो fast moving company so chilo consumer goods रो jakta ngata consumer la chichi chala goes to tetsos ngata brand mang po kya kaun ngata so tene isuk chono te ngata amalgamation chono so ya man lo ngata electronics na mang po kya te sang ngata tiang ne ngata suno su amalgamate chono so ya ngata telecommunication है क्या pharmaceutical क्या समय ना क्या ngata so industry sang में ना similar companies क्या काउन ngata similar business जो ते उन्हें ngata economies of large scale production if you कोई advantages po chino amalgamation है economies of large scale production ngata large scale का production जो ना cost per unit po कम छानो अब ते वजनो the economies of large scale production Ethiopia ngata chuano yang ngata to avoid cutthroat competition disastrous result of cutthroat competition na tena korang gulla ngata margin moon mane lucius man chesna tena chokse ngata chalak ngata so supply chokan company mangpot kya kaune tene korang gun mangpo songbasane tene sunang sui ranga customer juk chojizla ngata sales increase chojizla chi chuano price ngata kam chokosa so sumba yu azano ngata competition zano teo ngata metkan chujus teo ngun chachisi pia kone ina ngata object ni sino menbo te via ngata chi chono amalgamation chono so sumba sana it is being done by amalgamation and absorption ta ina tam khachi gyote no ngata chi ngata amalgamation zeno yang chi absorption so amalgamation zena ngata company ngata ni zukyak manlo A limited ngata company chichi no B limited ngata company chichi no ing iska ngata combine chus ing iska ngata tene so sixth ing iska ngata liquidate chus so liquidate chus ngata tene yang company chichi no kawa A B limited man example ing is company iska liquidate chus soma company chichi no e company iske share gun so shareholder gunna ngata tene soma company hangne share ta so soma otte wangata zano amalgamation zano yu wangata zano amalgamation haba ya yang chichi ngata to absorption mula absorption zina ngata tene a company indo so tene man lo iwi mingbo ngata chal tena bot doksa a company indo yang chichi B company indo so A limited B limited so A company limited na B company limited so but then A company limited पे यू होता B company limited पे ची छोटो acquire छोटो so मसाने लेकिन ngata ting bone soma company tena A company korang ngata lucia zino ngata ming tena lucia no B company ngata metkan chache no so che B company o A company wingos ke khawa you ngata chuna E was no absorption hoba he so basane amalgamation no absorption denje na term yote no otyo ngata ze no so tene ngata accounting standard 14 so ata isangan ngata tene the term so term discussla the term amalgamation. Yeah, the term amalgamation is used when two or more companies carrying on similar business go into liquidation and a new company is formed to take over their business. Company niska une similar business chenu niska liquidate chuska so tene ang soma company ji teo take over chuska teo niska so nen kya teo ata ika example ta no a company limited na b company limited niska similar business chokane company kya in iska liquidate chuste no tene soma company ji chuska teve you take over chuska ab limited so by you ata no amalgamation is also case was no. The term absorption is used when the existing company takes over the business of one or more companies. Absorption wo to no ta company chi yang company ji business po ta purchase cho do hawa. He take over cho do so ya chi yo do ya ni sam no ko competitor khaji yo na te sangma nyos ta da lekin ko a company yo kora a limited ko kora lusat na so B limited, C limited, D limited, Z, Y limited sama metkan chit na so you nyos ta na you hang ta no absorption. Hey, accounting standard 14 is 14 ngata ina case na apply chano tevina definition no term khachik tans devte no baki testing ne tene yang ngata index kan ta sa ind as index kan ngata tene izo gyoste accounting standard gun gyoste no tevina kya ko accounting procedure wa lekin term khachik tena ngata accounting standard it tena change ma cha luste kya te accounting standard 14 bo ngata accounting for amalgamation here you apply charges so issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was applicable in respect of accounting periods commencing on or after 1st April 1995 and was mandatory in nature. Then accounting for amalgamation there can no Institute of Chartered Accountants of India so issue choste no kao then amalgamation if ya ka company une 1st April 1995 is thing na so yeah, te something that ne amalgamate jotte unipia you mandatory ngata apply chaje so this standard specifies the procedure of accounting for amalgamation and the treatment of any resultant goodwill or reserve even accounting procedure no tene goodwill ya capital reserve no te okazu treat chochen te ozerte hote no recently as 14 has been replaced by index 103 business combination the as 14 wo recently yang loka chingan na replace choska yang soma nges dasa zia zola yonska index zerkan IND index 103 wo dasi as 14 ta amalgamation pia apply chache no tevi tene ngata so as title go no business combination accounting for amalgamation man dasa ngata zeno business combination so issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. This standard is applicable in respect of accounting period commencing on or after 1st April 2016 and is mandatory in nature. The 1st April 2016 something ne chokani ngata companies guna it of the so amalgamation chedna tewa ngata a index 103 wo business combination zerkane then standard po apply chache no to mandatory no khawa then a definition ngata tans te no term khachi so following terms specifies the meaning has been used in Index 103 business combination. Then our first point the acquiree is an account company was the business or businesses that the acquirer obtains control of in a business combination. Then का business gunla yang business की control बनने आती है yang business की acquire जो ते company वा acquirees है so जैसे इना आता मान लो A limited nang B limited ni sa acquiree no AB limited po chino acquirer stingata mo acquirer ina ngata B limited po acquiree no so ka ngata yang company jige te control jo de to purchase jo de acquire jo da Acquirers the entity that obtains control of the acquiree. Tenaka company we control bothobat nena te business te zupangata company was no acquirer. Say ina AB limited po acquirer ina mata A limited po acquirer so business combination so the date of acquisition date, the date on which the acquirer obtains control of the business. The date was no kajaga control bonnen saba. Business combinations na transaction other than or other event in which an acquirer obtains control of one or more businesses. Transactions sometimes referred to as true mergers or mergers of equals are also business combination as that term is used in indes so these indes tenau tengata zuksa business combination ka wina ngata acquirer jige beyond business kune control nena teo ngata zukpa process pa business combinations da so ya true merger songs de na mergers of equal songs de so goodwill is an asset representing future economic benefits arising from other assets acquired in a business combination that are not individually identified and separately recognized. Goodwill bong ata tene ina the business combination chose ane ata future economic benefits arise chado the assets ko nikane kawa assets bong ata individually identify chong yan chis met say future economic benefits na te bong ata goodwill jadu so then features of amalgamation. For amalgamation, two or more companies are required to amalgamate or merge themselves. Then amalgamation chola business ngis sang ma company ngis sang ma hoste no company chikchiga kurang amalgamate chungyan chis mete no how. Yeah, then next point second bo feature all the existing companies which are merged are to be liquidated. Company will merge to change they will liquidate so a new company is formed to take over the business of the companies which are to be merged. Company will merge to change they will business for take over chala young companies so the value of the new company formed is expected to be greater than the total of the independent value of the amalgamating companies because of the economies of large scale production, saving of cost by elimination of duplicate activities and facilities, and by avoiding the disastrous result of cutthroat competition. The new company be valuable honey existing companies own sang so account amalgamate stay with sang they gonna combine ngata value with sang manga yut kerjazna ina ngata economies of large scale production chache no chikpa so they can benefit saving of cost by elimination of duplicate activity ngis choma ko sa te ngis ke parla chik chik chos ko sa te amne save no jese ngata so tene so toothpaste ngata colgate chichi ngata chot kya yang chichi ngata aluge so Patanjali chat kya so sumasa te Colgate Patanjali ongos tama tene Patanjali koran te toothpaste choche se machinery nang plant and machinery nang so tene koran Colgate kuri plant and machinery niska bozo borgos mete no chezna tengis ke las pozos choche no toothpaste manufacture choche no so sumasa te fia o te vikananga ta elimination of duplicate chacho duplicate ngata las po metkan chache no yang cutthroat competition benefit topchau competition kam chachen chezna Patanjali Colgate ingos tama tene Patanjali ka unengala customer te sameta Colgate chezna teo tene na so Patanjali मतलब कि कोई ब्रांड नेम या कोई प्रोडक्ट नेम हो सही सी प्योर होते ना गाने त्यो रिप्रेजेंट जो आटो लेकिन ते प्रोडक्ट होता सी थ्रू होता प्रोडक्शन सेल चाचे नो कोलगेट थ्रू सो मजाने ते via होते गता कंपटीशन एडवांटेज को होता सो डिसएडवांटेज को मेतकान चाचे नो सो मजाने होते कने बेनिफिट्स होगा ते वे जस्ते गता न्यू कंपनी वैल्यू बो होता existing so companies gonna value some ma ayup kerzate hava yeah reconstructions na cheers no yang next ngata so tam jigno It means the reconstruction of a company's financial structure. Company we financial structure mo reconstruct chu cheno. Financial structures na asset na liabilities na. It may take place either with or without liquidation of the company. Tayo nga ta tene liquidation chose testing ne ang restructure chong yan ano liquidation ma cho ang restructure chong yan ano tene liquidation chose the restructure chokan ma ta external reconstruction ano liquidation ma cho ang ta reconstruction chot na asset na liabilities sing ata composition bo change chot na te ba ang ata internal reconstruction ano internal reconstruction mo ata later nga ta next na chapter na siches no so dasata ina chokan mo external reconstruction chosta no amalgamation dasingata combination business combination no external reconstruction hawa तेव्हा आता company liquidate choso no ala kaun ngata reconstruct chochen तेव्हा liquidate choste tene soma company kurano so soma same o tefia you ata external reconstruction yeah next ngata isang kaput tena ikausta purchase consideration cheza so purchase consideration is the amount which is paid by the acquirer company for the purchase of the business of the acquiring company. Acquiring company business for purchase chola samshik pay chot dewa the purchase consideration. So, in other words, consideration for amalgamation means the aggregate of shares and other securities issued and payment in cash or other assets by the acquirer company to the shareholders of the acquiring company. Then acquiring company shareholder una samship payment cash na chodo share na chodo so other securities na chodo yeah assets na chodo te chama ata chino purchase consideration. It should not include the amount of liabilities taken over by the acquirer company. Even ata liabilities kun nanches ma hota so purchase consideration na which will be paid directly by this company. Kawata directly pay chono so purchase consideration na matya directly pay chono. Payments made to debenture holders should not be considered as part of purchase consideration. Debenture holder kunla payment jo na tewang hota hai purchase consideration hai theche manok je tewang liability no mana. While determining the amount of purchase consideration, special care should be given to the valuation of assets and liabilities of the acquiring company. Then a purchase consideration would determine chose ane mata valuation of assets and liabilities of the acquiring company. Acquiring company asset and liabilities kun value chooses la special consideration tangosan. So this calculation of purchase consideration is very important and may be calculated by the in the following ways. The method kachi hote no purchase consideration calculate chooses te wata chigni shingata discuss so reading discuss so first ngata I know so you ngata first no lump sum methods no kawa he so lump sum method na ngata lump sum amount jikpe chono acquiring company shareholder hula so त्यो आता lump sum methods so when the acquirer company agrees to pay a fixed sum to the acquiring company it is called a lump sum payment of purchase consideration so fixed amount jik sum jik pay choto so acquiring company hai for example if X limited purchases the business of Y limited and agrees to pay rupees 25 lakh in all it is example of lump sum payment X company में Y company purchase चूज किया सो त्यो पेमेंट चूज किया 25 lakh in all so पेने 25 lakh खटा पे चूज किया यो मता चिनो लमसम मेथड नेक्स्ट पो मता आते ने नेट वर्थ मेथड हवा हे या सो या नेट एसेट्स मेथड आउँछ नो हवा इना मता छि चुचेनो net assets पिक्चर according to this method purchase considerations calculated by calculating the net worth of the assets taken over by the acquiring company. The assets आउँथे ना का assets कुन्ने ना का liabilities कुन assume छ त्यो नंचेस नहोता हागो. The net worth is arrived at by adding the agreed value of assets taken over by the acquirer company minus agreed value of liabilities assumed by the acquirer company. Assets का होता है acquirer company take over chose campo minus chocheno liabilities assume chokan so While calculating purchase consideration of this method, the following points require attention. So by na attention to number A do the term assets will always include cash in hand and cash at bank unless otherwise specified, but shall not include fictitious assets such as preliminary expenses, discount on issue of debenture, underwriting commission, debit balance of surplus account. Then assets ina assets financial include sip zerte meta hai specifically zerte na cash ya bank wo include men zerte na chuchi mano manna assets po asset nata plant machinery furniture building saman po cash in hand na cash at bank iska nenches so unless otherwise specified just the met na this na cash in hand nenche men is na te nenche mano manna ata chang zerte met na assets po cash in hand na cash at bank nenches so lekin ngata fictitious assets kun nenches mano जैसे preliminary expenses discount on issue of debenture underwriting commission debit balance of surplus account so number B, if a particular asset is not taken over by the acquirer company, it should not be included in the purchase consideration. Particular asset ची नैना में जरते योद ना त्यो आता थेचेस मानो सो जैसे आता यहाँ इंडो स्टॉक नैना में जरते ना स्टॉक को पूछे नो बाकी आता एसेट sama थेचे नो हाँ yeah next आता तेने page number 3 का the term liabilities will mean all liabilities to third parties excluding company and shareholders. Then liabilities third party liabilities debenture loan creditors bills payable ते सम आता liabilities त्याचे सिर्फ company shareholder is उपथे माथे आवा. The term trade liabilities will include trade creditors and bills payable. It will exclude other liabilities to third parties such as bank overdraft, debentures, outstanding expenses, tax liability. ट्रेड लायबिलिटीज है ना तेना ट्रेड क्रेडिटर ना बिल्स पेबल इसका इंक्लूड चुजे ना होता हवा ट्रेड लायबिलिटीज है ना होता तेना होता ची चुजे नो ट्रेड ट्रेड क्रेडिटर ना बिल्स पेबल इसका हवा ट्रेड लायबिलिटीज है ना सो बाकी समय याने होता पुचेस नो तेचे मानो सो नेक्स्ट if a fund or a portion of fund denotes liability to third parties. The same must be included in the liability as staff provident fund, workman saving bank account, workman's profit sharing fund, workman compensation fund, up to the amount of claim if any. Then a third party liability so fund fund it's a staff provident fund, no workman saving bank account, so it's a fund if fund पे आता third party liability denote जो आता त्यो आता purchase और liability थेचे जैसे आता so it's हम आता workman आता so चिलो provident fund ना आता staff गुने यू आता employees यू आता company मानो then also आता workman saving bank account workman गुने so workman profit sharing fund your workman workman compensation fund you compensation taxes lano लेकिन इना some shi compensation claims होते हो त्यो होता liabilities ना तांचे नो बाकी तांचे नो अब this thing होता तो next होता F for the term liabilities will not include past accumulated profits or reserves such as general reserve, dividend equalization fund, reserve fund, sinking fund, capital reserve, securities premium account, capital redemption reserve, surplus account, etc. as these are payable to shareholders and not to third parties. Then liabilities ते ना आता ई समा थिचे मानो है जैसे आता so general reserve होता capital reserve, dividend equalization fund, so sinking fund capital redemption reserve so then also आता surplus account ई समा आता shareholder लपे जो जैसे पेने shareholder मतलब प्ले पेने ई समा आता तेने third party liability मानो हुआ so ई समा shareholder claim होते ना so next the term business will always mean both assets and liabilities business asset na liability iska आता include जो next if any liability is not taken over by the acquirer company the same should not be included in the purchase consideration liability आता acquirer company assume macho ayut na so मान लो डिबेंचर चोस्ते दो लोन चोस्ते दो creditors shoste do bank overdraft men zirte na so त्यो chang zirte met na te war ma cho an zirte na tene te bank overdraft fo ata ina minus chola kyonche ma asset minus liabilities chola nenche ma goodwill being an intangible asset if valued agreed to be paid by the acquired company is added to the purchase consideration added in the purchase consideration goodwill kaltes ngata intangible asset chino to value choste tezam singana acquired company goodwill if pe chuat zerte na tene tezam si poet chuche no so the consideration for the amalgamation should include any non cash element at fair value tene te consideration bina ata chi homos no non cash element ji na ata cash man kan element ata pe chot na te ata fair value ka so the valuation choste so in case the of issue of securities, the value fixed by the statutory authorities may be taken to be the fair value. Kalte securities issue chado share ata chado ya other securities issue chadna tewa ata statutory authorities gune ka value bo ata fair value the tyo ata te value bo nenchen. In case of other assets, the fair value may be determined by reference to the market value of the assets given. Tenayang assets ina teguna ngata fair value ko ada market value altas ten nenches no so where the market value of assets given up cannot be really readily reliably assessed. Such assets may be valued at their respective net book value. Tenaka assets guna ada fair value thoba met so they were readily ngata reliably assessed chungena met teguna ata net book value bo ata fair value theche no so so ma vese ina zo question chozane isang mga ta tang stud kya chang zuk chogos met kya so fair value ka in book value korang market value korang chi nang tang stud kya ya lekin ngata real situation ji na chogos na oi sama ta point sama consider chogos no tyo ngata accounting standards na ze te so where the scheme of amalgamation provides for an adjustment to the consideration contingent on one or more future events, the amount of additional payment should be included in the consideration. Tate amalgamation scheme ji na adjustment ji choste yang ata future na yang extra payment cho gosnom bi ana tesam shik payment bo ngan la ata tene so choste borze so if payment is probable and a reasonable estimate of the amount can be made te via kaltes auto borgosteno nam ngata payment bo probable jena pe cho goznom chen so te wa reasonable estimate chi ngata yot na me tyo borzete no man nata mabor so in other cases the adjustment should be recognized as soon as the amount is determinable yang case gune ada amount bo ata nam recognize chorlo nam ata determine chong so calculation of purchase consideration by net as a so net worth method may be clear by following example. ये example में करने का clear चाहिए no net worth method का मतलब purchase consideration का जो मतलब calculate जो अब balance sheet of a company limited as at मतलब balance sheet चिकता होते no for example so then मतलब first मतलब part पे ना equity and liabilities no shareholders fund दो shareholders fund book then the share capital 6,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each 60,000 reserves and surplus and general reserve no surplus account do non-current liabilities 8% debentures do current liabilities and sundry creditors do total the equity and liabilities 1 lakh second part assets side non-current assets and fixed assets do land and building plant and machinery b do the intangible assets kana goodwill do yeah this thing ngata tene number second bodu ngata current assets kana stock do debtor to cash do na total assets yang 1 lakh ngata assets side total so suppose company B takes over the business of company A company B we ngata suppose the example no company A business for take over this so the value agreed for various assets is then a value agree just the reason and fair value things then goodwill 22,000, land and building 25,000, plant and machinery 24,000, stock 13,000, debtor 8,000. So idam singana assets sama value choste no ya. Second, third, number 3, B company does not take over cash but agrees to assume the liability of sundry creditors for 5,000. ಈ assets amna cash po mathe zeta ta quran you specify choste na specify choste na ngati theche mano asset chi asset na kana cash in hand ya cash at bank bo man na chang zerte na tene tyo assets assume choje no cash ma ha taina assets cash mathe lo assets na lekin creditors na liabilities na creditor को 5,000 का assume chosto so the purchase calculation of purchase consideration will be value of assets taken over by B company. Goodwill ngata ina value guntang chota book value tangche mano kota isoma value tangche no isama tangste asset kauna cash po manage ngata so tene less ngata chuche no sundry creditors ka B ngata agree chokane price vika so total ngata total assets minus liabilities choste ngata 87,000 iwa ngata zero no purchase consideration he how yes so that testing ngata tene yang third method nga yote no net payment method so you nika ngata thing ne yo ana ngata tene example ngata illustration ngata full zuk choche no daksa sip filal jingata net assets na kazu ya net worth kazu phian no zirkan bo ngata tanse no the net payment method ka ngata so next method no net payment method habo yeah e method pe na ngata cheese dubzena under this method purchase consideration is calculated by adding the various payments in the form of shares, securities, cash, etc. made by the acquirer company. This method is asset samalta jema asset minus liabilities choche mano net payment method is payment chi form na churu jaise share ngata chado so share soma issue chado yang securities ngata chado ya cash pe chado yapo I sama add chospa you ngata purchase consideration gurche so no amount of liabilities is deducted even if it is these are assumed by the purchasing or acquirer company liabilities ngata less choche man te ngata assume choste yot na so acquirer company assume choste no liabilities less choche man ngati sip payment some chose chi chose te ngata add choche thus purchase consideration is the total of the payments whether in shares securities or cash so, suppose in the example given above, B Company Limited agrees to give for every 10 shares in A Limited, 15 shares of rupees 10 each. Rupees 8 paid up and balance in of the purchase consideration is paid in cash. So, A Limited na mata share rate so 10 share la mata so B company na 15 share of rupees 10 each kauna 8 rupees paid up gati kwetang du so issue choru lo so basana ata tene B company limited na ta ata so shareholder guna ata chi pe chuche no ana ata 10 share ipia you ata 15 share issue choche no so basana total ngata ata chi tas teno so purchase consideration iso pinche no ata shareholders of A company limited will get so 6,000 mata total mata andaji number of share yutte no mana of 10 each total 60,000 yut mata balance sheet kan mino shman ma balance sheet ka ta to so equal to ye ikata 6,000 shares of rupees 10 each 60,000 mino tai 6,000 share buang ata so divide by 10 into 15,000 e 6,000 share binang ne 10 share la 15 share tok ches so basane divide by 10 into 15,000 so basane 9,000 shares tai 6,000 share wa company so ma na mata 9,000 share issue joste of rupees 10 each 8 paid up lekin ka paid up value mati tangche no so 9,000 into 8 tangse 72,000 so masa isam singata share to balance ngata cash na pe jo balance ata purchase consideration dakse ina assume chosta no you so 80,000 7,000 and 72 pudana balance lose kam no 15,000 lose ka ngata cash na pe chosta no you mata purchase consideration things that so Then the following points should be taken into account while calculating purchase consideration under this method. In net payment method in a purchase consideration things ane ata I zoom sama ata consider choose point hawa he masane so yeah number A do kata ina point number A do the assets and liabilities taken over by the acquired company are not to be considered. Asset and liabilities jam chuche mano. The payment made by the acquired company for shareholders, whether in cash or shares, must be taken into account. Payment ngata share cash and choste no tyo ngata take over chuche no. If creditors and debentures are taken over by the acquired company and subsequently discharged, then the such amount should not be added to the purchase consideration. Then liabilities assume choste now tyo ngata ina add chuche mano. When liabilities are not taken over by the acquired company, then neither added nor deducted to the amount of purchase consideration. Liability which kola chang zerte med take over macho ayut no teo mata chang add ang chuche mano deduct ang chuche mano. So any payment made by the acquired company to some other party on behalf of the acquiring uh, company is being ignored to be ignored. Acquirer company yang ata third party riga acquiring company behalf ika ata payment issues na tewang nenches ma tewang ignore choche so yeah then the next ata bono if the liquidation expenses of the acquiring company are to be borne by the acquirer company, this should not be added to the purchase consideration. Because acquiring company liquidation जो जैसे expenses for acquirer company पे जो ना tewang ata add choches mano tewang purchase consideration part mano hago. Yeah, then एक example के तांस ते होते हैं example चुंडिक ते होंगे ताल ते so घुमा आता दो illustration 1 दो abstract the balance sheet of AXE Limited as on 31st March 2017 is as follows. AXE Limited in आता so balance sheet तांस ते liabilities in equity share capital दो 100 each है 15 lakh rupees so 12% preference share capital do rupees 100 each है 8 lakh 13% debenture do rupees 3 lakh. On 31st March 2017, BXE Limited agreed to take over AXE Limited on the following terms. BXE Limited AXE Limited को मैच जिसका ई सो डेढ़ जगह हुआ. So मतलब for each preference share in AXE Limited, rupees 10 in cash and 19% preference shares of rupees 100 each in BXE Limited. Then AXE Limited preference share गुणला BXE Limited ना चीता जाते नो so rupees 10 in cash the preference share rate rupees 10 tangche no cash so and 19% preference share of 100 each yampo mata preference share ang rate issue jo jeno kao 9% no dividend rate po 100 rupees each no so yeah second lo mata you preference share la tas mata for each equity share in AXE Limited rupees 20 in cash and one equity share in BXE Limited for rupees 100 each then equity share rate rupees 20 ताज़ा नो company सो में ना plus में ता one equity share फिया आ बिना so one equity share issue जो है नो rupees 100 each है so it was decided that the shares of BXE Limited will be issued at market price of rupees 140 तेने 100 rupees share को 140 का market price इतने का issue जो आज जाते हैं so liquidation expenses of AXE Limited are to be reimbursed by BXE Limited to the extent of rupees 10,000. Actual expenses being amounted to rupees 12,500. Then a liquidation expenses AXE Limited at 10,000 so क्या 10,000 वो BXE Limited इतना जिसका actual expenses 12,500 so क्या लेकिन यूँ मता ignore जो चैनो purchase consideration है part one भागो you are required to compute the amount of purchase consideration. So the purchase consideration calculation of purchase consideration जो है preference shareholders will get per share so get cash at the rate of 10 per share. So मसन preference share मतलब 8,000 दा चियाना आयो ते नोक्सो of 100 is में दा ते वहाँ मतलब 10 rupees मतलब तो क्या so 8 like ngata amount of 100 each of 8,000 shares from te wata 100 transfer 10 rupees cash transfer 80,000 so masa yang ngata 9% preference share ngata bxz limited na 100 each issue choske you ngata 8 lakhs so masa equity shareholder ngula ngata dangchen cash at the rate of 20 rupees per share so 15 lakh share chilo amount do 100 each do 15,000 equity share of kya kawa 20 rupees से cash transfer 15,000 20 transfer 3 lakhs so then yang ata 15,000 equity shares in bxz limited at the rate of 140 each so 100 each है no लेकिन market price 140 each का mata share issue చూస్తాను no so it means के total बचोना यू mata सोते no purchase consideration यू ना mata liquidation expenses से chunk होचे में होचे ना यू part मानो purchase consideration है yeah, liquidation expenses reimbursed by BXC Limited will not include the amount of purchase consideration. No, okay, cassette. No. Yeah, second gata ka illustration ji chonji duktewa tastan gata so. A limited and B limited and decided to amalgamate on 31st March 2017. On that date, the position was A company net assets 38,700, net liabilities 12,900. B company Ayutthaya net assets 24,8,440, net liabilities 7,440. So yeah, the share capital of the combined company is to be 2,400 preference share of rupees 10 each and balance in equity shares of rupees 5 each fully paid. Malata net asset basis ka purchase consideration picheno the testing mata net payment basis ka mata chucheno kavana 2,400 mata preference share of 10 each so 2,400 into 10 for 24,000 bo mata chi gurcheno preference share gurcheno and balance mata rupees 5 each equity share issue to so the allocation of share between A company and B company is equal except that the surplus capital of any company is to be discharged in a preference share. Then allocation of share को A company and B company equal in lo surplus बोलता तेने so discharge हो चलो preference share so calculate the purchase consideration and show the details of distribution of share. Purchase consideration picture होता so yeah net assets ngata A company ngata so B company ngata so less liabilities choste ngata purchase consideration exam so surplus of A company so masana ka cha ko ta te surplus mi jo yu cha do mira yang na yu put pa te wasano surplus so 21,000 इसके borche no लेकिन ते surplus lose kan bo ta thing bona preference share issue jo je no you 4,800 rupees on the cover preference share in a discharge to je so the details of distribution with the total purchase consideration 25,800 now 21,000 less nata surplus nata 4,800 put per 21,000 no sir yeah testing nata tene total preference share nata samyong cheno 2,400 dachi so share of rupees 10 each dachi seteno 24,000 so then less you want the 480 the excess 4,800 mo the surplus chakan mo the preference share na to discharge to you want to divide by 10 thus 480 share of preference share of rupees 10 each ngata issue choose kya so surplus hai sabika ta lose ngata baki preference share ngata so equally ngata issue choose no 19,200 la so then A company 9,600, B company 9,600. So by exam shik pudano mata lose baki dakse tengan me kana pudano lose 11,400, 11,400, 21,000 में 21,000 ने you put pa exam shik lose mansa that lose kan mo ta equity share na जो channel so 5 each equity share so 5 na you divide down channel paid in the form of equity share of rupees 5 each. Thus total distribution is as follows. The issue of preference share of rupees 10 each the 9,600 plus 4,800 the A company the 9,600 B company then issue of 2,280 equity share of 5 each so mag iske na आता 80 into 5 ngata atang cheno equity share so Transfer exam 없잖아. 병마다 이간에 더 이간에 fees 되었대노. तेने टोटल पेमेंट वो ही होता है सोते नो 25,800 नो 21,000 का होता है प्रेफरेंस शेयर ना इक्विटी शेयर इसका दांस है हवा यूं होता है तेने चीनो दांसे होता है नेट एसेट मेथड ना नेट पेमेंट मेथड इसके ना आता है तेने चोस्ते फिंस देनो ऐसा yang method teaching होता है intrinsic value method जिसका जो का होता है थोड़ा डिस्कशन होता है यो लेक्चर और मोचर होता है कहने सफिक्सी Dasi wata so yang ata question jiki ka ko tans be te chuste te intrinsic value method bo chen te kan ngata tene full ngata question ka le bano te na guma ngata tene so balance sheet so ma chu ches ya te ngem pong ngata sting ngata journal entry chu ches ka ka na index 103 na chi yang ngata tans lu te tas te chu na ba diring tene ne ka ngata close chen thik mina